Detox. So we're live now, right now? We're live. Yes. We are here again. Happy Sunday, good people. Happy Sunday. Thanks for joining. Mommy's keeping it cute. I have a co-host slash guest today. You want to introduce yourself?
Hello. My name is Kathleen. I'll be talking about real estate today with you. Any questions you may have, concerns, how to start, I'm here to answer the questions.
Yes, we are here. We are here to educate the people, honey. Thank you. And yes, I just wanted to kind of let you guys know kind of why I wanted Miss Kat to come on today. I just feel like as a mother, whether you're a mother or a female, I think buying property is such a major thing. It's really important how we set the tone. So I was like, let me go in my little Rolodex and call my girl up. Because I follow you on Instagram, and it's just like, girl, a couple days a week, sold by Kat. I was like, well, Dad, Kat be selling them houses, honey. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. So how's the pandemic been treating you?
Like everyone else, it started off rocky. Being quarantined, obviously I wasn't able to go out and work. Not showing houses, not selling, just quarantine. So it slowed down a lot. But I would say around May, June, things started lifting. People got active. People, especially from New York, got tired of being quarantined in their apartment. No place to go, no backyard space for the kids to run around. And I seen the opportunity that people was ready.
Absolutely.
The interest rates went super low, so it was an opportunity for them to get something affordable. And from there, it just went crazy. Like,
God is good.
Went crazy.
Absolutely. So I'm happy. I'm happy for that. Absolutely. I'm gonna get the little clap. Because you made it work, like regardless of kind of what happened in the pandemic. Like I say, when you got it, you got it.
Right.
It's in you,
Right.
like regardless, situations come and go. But at the end of the day, that ability to sell homes and your knowledge and your skill set is always with you. So you persevered and you here. And girl, you look good. Ha! Let me get another round of applause for that. You look fabulous, honey.
Thank you.
Let's just talk real quick. Like, girl, how did we get it cute like this?
I mean, we go way back.
Yes.
Obviously, our kids, we know each other because our kids were in the same grade, had crushes on each other.
So funny, little Xavier and Micaiah.
So, like I said, during the pandemic, being home, I started gaining weight. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't working, just home with the kids. But that weight couldn't stay on. I wasn't feeling it. I was already heavier than what I wanted to be to begin with.
Okay.
So once I started working and realizing I need to get this weight off, I need to better myself, I need to get healthy, I just changed my diet.
Yes.
I changed my diet. I cut the carbs out because I'm sensitive to carbs. As soon as I eat something with carbs, I'm gaining weight. My fingers are swelling. So I started detoxing, changing my eating habits, exercising, and
good for you.
It worked for me.
So you know what, and I say that to say, not saying that you weren't beautiful before, but when you hopped out the car, I was like, wait, like significant difference. Like the just your face, just your shape, girl, you got the girl. You look awesome.
Thank you.
And I'm so just like, I feel like when one win, like we all win, you know? So you just look beautiful. And for those mommies out there, and y'all know I talk about how carbs are the devil, that's just the way I kind of describe it. But it's the carbs. The carbs is what keeps girls like, hey, I got this weight and I can't get this weight off, So good for you, my friend.
No problem.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Let's just go. I want to go over here really quick because I came here a little early today. And shout out to my co-guests, my co-host, Miss Kristen. She's not with us today. It was her baby's birthday today, so shout out to Kaylee. Happy birthday, Kaylee. Hold on one second, because I came here early. Norm, can I get you for 1 second? Oh, no, I'm here. I'm good. I got it. I came here an hour early today just to kind of get ready and get everything prepared. Shout out to Jason, too, on Beards and Boarheads, because he's like my journalism like mentor when he be dropping his pictures and just how he format his shows. So I was like, let me get some little clips and stuff and some content to talk about. And so this is like real professional and all that good stuff. I just kind of want to start it off. Last weekend, actually, my sister, shout out to my sister Janaea too, out there in Charlotte. She basically did a retreat last week for us. So basically, she had rented an Airbnb. It was like 7 bedrooms, like $1.7 million. It was real nice. But the hit is, she invited all the females, to this retreat. Her friends, me, my mother, my cousin, and it was just amazing. We did different exercises. We did vision boards. We did funeral sharp. Like we all got dressed up that Saturday night. She had a chef come in the house, make food, all that good stuff. But we did an exercise. If y'all watched my story, basically all the girls had a rose, and she had a little dirt and a prop and everything, because she just like me, but just in a different form, right? So everybody had a role. So we all went around and shared like a part of us that we wanted to bury or leave behind. Whether it was depression, whether it was low self-esteem, whether it was anxiety. Like we all kind of talked about, hey, what do I want to leave behind? So shout out to her, because I thought that was just really awesome really nice. That she did that and took her time out to do that, and I just want to show a picture real quick. Like this, it may not be up there, but it's it's over
that's
here.
Everyone.
Yeah, so we also did a photo shoot too. So the photo shoot was
few of you guys.
It was a lot of us, absolutely. So the photo shoot was she said winter chic, so everybody had she had color schemes, browns and oranges and whites. So it was just a dope vibe.
Really nice.
Yeah, and I just want to shout out to her, because I think starting off the new year, it was good for us. Being home with the kids and virtual learning, that stuff not easy. So just to get away for the weekend, clear my mind, not have to get up and make nobody breakfast.
Focus on you.
Self-care. It was just like everything. So shout out to you, Naya. I love you so much, girl. Absolutely. So how has virtual learning been for you?
Like you mentioned, it started off rough, because, Brooklyn's only 6, so she needs the constant monitoring and how to use the iPad and getting, acclimated.
Yeah.
Xavier, he was okay, so it was rocky the first week, but surprisingly and thankfully, she was okay.
Good.
They do their thing on their own. The only thing is, with her being so young, she needs someone in the vicinity to constantly check, because the LOL dolls get pulled out and everything. It's like, Brooklyn, put it away.
Right.
But other than that,
awesome.
Making it work.
Making it work. I know that's right, Kat. I know that's right.
Adapting.
My kids, you know what? Hey, shout out to Jason. Hey, and Candace, thank you. The kids are adapting pretty well. I got 3 daughters. My oldest, she's a senior this year, so, she's really self-sufficient. She work at Dunkin' Donuts. So you ever seen a chocolate girl with brown, with braids or at the Dunkin' Donuts on Washington Ave? She belongs to me.
Oh, she's right there. Okay.
She belongs to me, yeah. So that's my oldest. She's doing good. Just kind of college prepping and financial aid forms and all that good stuff. Micaiah, surprisingly. See, what it is, I had Micaiah and Tahari both in a learning pod. But being that they siblings, it's like it wasn't productive for them.
Okay.
So I ended up taking Micaiah out the pod. So since Micaiah been home, Micaiah's been surprisingly very self-sufficient, making her breakfast. She make her lunch.
Yes.
She make her little grilled cheeses. She like, Mommy, I'm in class. Shh. I'm like, okay. So she's really, she's doing good. She's really adjusting. And shout out to my baby. because, just raising those girls, and you'll see soon, because the baby's still 6, but that puberty age, child.
And you got 3.
We all on the same cycle now. Right? I mean, honey.
Attitudes. I'm sure.
I mean, it's like we all on the same cycle.
Right.
And it's just funny because now I'm really helping her, like, understand, like, okay, this is a week before, so you might start feeling like this.
Right.
So if you feel a little bit irritable, if you feel
questionable,
this is what's going on. And she's like, hey, no wonder. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to go back, right? That's why, okay, thank you. And that's why he get paid the big bucks. Thank you, Norm. That's why he get paid the big bucks, honey. So, she's so funny. She's like, no wonder, because I was just so hungry these last 3 days. And mommy, I really don't eat a lot, but I just wanted sour worms and I wanted a fried Oreo. I'm like, it sounds about right. Those symptoms, baby girl. So she's doing good.
That's good.
And the little one still goes to the pod. And I just wanted to get her out and get her just. Still, that social life is so important. And, she got to wear a mask because she's in a pod with, like, 2 other kids. Everybody's social distancing. They take temperatures and all that good stuff. But I just can't have them all 3 in the house because it's catastrophic.
Right.
I just can't. The days I have to leave out, I was like, I can't have y'all in the house like that.
Right.
It's just what it is.
Right.
Yep. So, yes, I just wanted to play this clip real quick, Kat. And it's so funny that you said with Xavier and Micaiah, because that's how I met you, because they call themselves crushing on each other.
Found the little notes and stuff.
I said, this little boy with these little hazel. I said, this little boy with these little hazel eyes. I'm like, Kaya, his eyes green. She be like, I think they changed colors. I said, okay. Okay. So that's how I met Miss Cat, just through the kids and being mothers in Piscataway, XYZ. So I wanted to play this clip real quick because I thought this young lady was speaking some stuff.
Parents had being more open about us dating. A lot of us went to being groomed by older men, dating them because we couldn't openly date boys our own age, sneaking out with grown-ass men, and being taken advantage of. Leslie! Nothing our parents ever said we couldn't do did we not do. We ended up doing things, sneaking around. I would rather for my daughter to be able to come to me and be open so I can guide her through what's appropriate. And it's working out very well for us. Thank you.
So I think a lot of what Sis said makes sense. I think a lot of us are...
So, yeah, Kat. So, basically, Homegirl is talking about how she's allowing her 15-year-old to date. And and I guess that conversation could, get debated. But what attracted me to this post is that when she said kind of like, how are we supposed to expect our children to kind of understand relationships, what kind of person to go for, what kind of person to stay away from, and kind of not be taken advantage by older men. Right. So what is your take on that?
I think
about that?
It's, first of all, it should be based on age and the child's maturity. Everyone's maturity level is not the same.
Facts.
What 11-year-old might not understand, maybe a 15 or a 16, 17-year-old might understand. And it's also a difference between allowing them to date and introducing them to the concept of what to expect. So it's a limit to everything.
Absolutely. Facts.
But I do agree that especially in this day and age, we need to introduce our kids to a lot of stuff a lot much younger than what we were taught. You know, in our generation, we was probably taught maybe too late or taught by experience first before our parents, filled us in on what to do.
Exactly. And then, like, for me, I kind of related to what she said. Hey, Jason, I got the platinum on today. Yes, I do. But what I related to her when she said how the fact that a lot of children, my mother said don't smoke weed and have sex. What I gonna do? I smoked weed and I had sex. So we tend to do what our parents tell us not to do.
Right.
But in the same token, I think that facilitating children and like you made like this little boy, okay, cool. And facilitating, appropriate play dates. You know what I mean? Like, hey, if you guys want to go and see each other, maybe we go to Chuck E. Cheese or meet at the park.
Right.
I would rather that happen than feel that I want my child to sneak around. Because I think that's what I did. I snuck around because my mother was like, oh, 6th grade, 7th grade girl, like, you don't know what no boyfriend is. But yet, just puberty and you developing, you're down there start popping like firecrackers. You like, you don't know what's going on.
Right.
And I feel like that's when I was, I became vulnerable because then you got these older guys, like, and they, older guys is hanging around the Chinese store in Passaic on Myrtle Ave. Like, when these little girls is walking home from middle school that are impressionable because nobody really sat down and said, you know what, hey, you stay away from that one.
Right.
He don't go to school or he been selling drugs all day, so stay away from him. And this might be a more appropriate guy, So things like that. So I'm still on the cusp of it, but I feel like just kind of guiding our children and having those conversations and those taboo conversations that's not comfortable.
Right.
Like, who wants to have a conversation about sex with their kid? But I'd rather have it with you than you feel like you want to get it from your girls in a locker room that don't know shit.
Right.
So facts. Hey, cousin, how you doing? So, so let's get into your real estate journey a little bit.
Okay.
So when and how did that transpire from you? Like, what sparked that for you?
So I've been doing it for 8 years. Prior to real estate, I was doing nursing.
Oh, really?
I'm a registered nurse.
You RN?
Yeah.
Ooh, I like RN. Y'all smart. Y'all got through that chemistry. They left me at the door with that one. Okay.
So I was an RN working at a psych hospital that eventually shut down.
Okay.
So I used that opportunity to take a break because I had Xavier, had a young child. I needed a break. Nurses are overworked. I decided to buy a house. It was a good time to buy a house and, get things situated while I had the time and not doing the 12-hour shifts and the doubles and stuff like that.
True.
So in my journey to buy a house, my realtor just seen how aggressive I was. Like, I was doing most of the work, sending him properties, calling him all the time.
Oh, that was legwork.
And he was like, have you thought about real estate? No, I haven't. I just want to buy a house. I know what I want, and that's my goal to get it. So he was like, you should think about it. So after I closed, I thought about it. The fact that I make my own schedule.
Right.
My income comes from my grind. Like, the harder I grind, the more I make money. But at the same time, I don't need anyone to call off. I don't have to ask permission. I don't have to do a lunch break. I can attend to my child when I need to.
Yes.
So I took that opportunity, tried it out, and I decided to just do it full time since then.
Look at God. You see how that works for me? I just hear that, when kind of one door kind of closed.
Exactly.
It was like, like I tell people, you could trademark, can't never duplicate what a person has inside of them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So whether it was nursing, whether it was real estate, whatever you wanted to do, like, you still just had that in you.
Right.
That hustle and that drive. And I remember talking to you, this was a few years ago. We had a conversation about the real estate topic, and I remember that you saying that was the biggest thing, that you make your own schedule.
Yep.
As far as when you want to work and not.
Exactly.
So that's awesome. Absolutely. So when you kind of started that journey, was there like classes that you had to take? Like what, like say if you were to kind of walk through a person that's interested in becoming, like what kind of did that process look like for you?
So because I wasn't working at the time, I was able to go to school full time, Monday through Friday.
Okay.
I think it was like 9 to 5 for like 2-3 months, I want to say.
Okay.
So with school, you know, you take your classes, you do the projects, you take the school exam. Once you pass the school exam, you follow by the state exam, and then technically you get your license. You find a location to hang your license,
Nice.
so that you can work, and that's just pretty much it. And then
Nice.
from there on, you're pretty much on your own to, you know, of course you have the support of the company you work for. I work for Remax currently.
Okay.
But then you just educate yourself. You do trainings, you do programs, you get out on the field and just work, because that's where you gain your most experience. Half the stuff I learned in school, it wasn't applied once I was actually hitting the streets and trying to sell a house. So you learn most of that through experience and once you're out there.
All right, that's dope. Dope stuff. So let me ask you, what do you think? Hi, thank you, cousin. Norm laughing at me, LOL. Hey. What does it take to be a real estate agent? Like, I wouldn't just say like I don't consider you just a regular. Just hold on a second, y'all. Let me go over here because I want to go and.
Yes, so let my 15-year-old daughter have a boyfriend.
No, that's not it. Give me 1 second, ladies and gents, because I'm not as good as Jason is with this stuff. I wanted to go over here really quick to my saves, pictures, and I saved some stuff. Okay, I saved some stuff. Okay, let me. Yes, I like to see top threes and stuff like that, like, cause you know, it's significant. So, I see you on this list of people, right? You like the top 3 agents, you the top 3 units and the commission. Like, what does it take to like be like a top real estate agent? Like, what skills? Like, talk to the people, Kat.
So, it might sound contradictory, but I worked hard as hell last 2020.
Okay.
I grinded.
Did you?
I grinded. I worked. So I'm not gonna say it's easy, you know. I got frustrated. I failed a few times, but it takes commitment. It takes dedication. It takes the hustle. So although I said, you know, I did real estate to make my own schedule and, you know, to be able to do me without having to call out and stuff like that, I'm working more now than before.
Wow, how about that?
But at this point, it's my choice, because like I said before, the harder I hustle, the more I make.
Yeah.
I don't have to work. I could have just kept quarantine. I could chill. I can not do what I do, but then I won't be that top 3 either.
Of course. You ain't.
Right.
And a mommy that keeps it cute.
Right. So that's what it takes. You know, like I said, I do this full time and I worked. Once, you know, I stopped quarantining and I noticed, you know, thought COVID was lifting and, you know, the doors was opening. And people, especially, like I said, from New York, were just coming over. They was coming over.
Right.
I was out there.
That's what I heard. I got a real estate friend, my little Caucasian friend. But he was telling me that that's kind of what the trend has been during the pandemic. A lot of people wanted to get the heck out of New York.
Out.
They wanted to get out of New York, and the people that lived up north wanted to come a little bit further south, just because of the high concentration of the cases. Is that something that you've seen?
And it wasn't just because of the case. Even myself, like, no one's used to being home that long and that much.
Yes.
So imagine being in your apartment in the city, you know, 800 square feet, no backyard, no nothing, and you just stuck. You can't go out. You can't with kids. It's springtime. They can't play. So the people in New York, that was their motivation. And because New York is so expensive, Jersey was the next best thing.
Right.
And like you said, people up north, you know, whereas they have a yard or whatever, but now they want more yard.
Right.
Now they want a dog. They want the picket fence. They want the
pool
space.
and everything else.
Exactly. And I felt the same way. Like,
that's right.
Being home, I'm like, my couch wasn't made for everybody being home. You know.
Yeah.
Everyone home. Everyone sitting on the couch. Like, my couch, my furniture wasn't made for this 24/7 activity.
Life changed.
Life changed.
Yes.
I felt at one point like I'm ready to move too. I need a bigger house. I need more space.
Right.
So
right.
that was, everyone's intent, and that's why it became crazy. Plus the fact that the interest rates were extremely low, and it hasn't been in so many years.
Right.
The market got crazy.
Wow.
But because the market got crazy, I had to be out there.
Had to be out there in the
showing.
trenches.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good for you. But that's awesome. Like, let me give you a hand clap for that, Kat.
Thank you.
And because the hustle and the grind, and especially like when you a mom, you're not only a mom, like you a whole wife, like you got a whole family, you have a whole family system that, and shout out to the husband, because I see him time to time when he used to kind of take the kids to events and things like that. But, mothers, we are the real managers of the operation, So I want to go back over here real quick because I want to, look at, I got your son right here with his crabs. I want to talk about this. I thought this was really, really, really cute.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Christmas in Aruba. How is that?
So, again, from what I was saying, I worked hard. Like,
I see.
So come the summer, the fall was coming, November. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm literally burnt out. Like, that energy is like, it's draining. Like, the same. I couldn't handle the dead contracts the same anymore. It was getting frustrated. I was overworked. I was tired. And I'm like, listen, we need to go away.
Facts.
Hubby wasn't cool with it. It's COVID. Right. I got to go. Right. I can't. Like, in order for me to get my mind right, in order for me to produce, I really need to reset. Wow. That was last minute. Like, the kids ain't know till the day before.
Really?
Literally. Like, I wrote them a note, and it was like, we going tomorrow? Yep, let's go.
Facts. So cute. God bless
I needed
you guys.
I needed it. And it was great. It was great.
I was like, because I'm going through the gram and stuff, and I said, look at sis. They got the matching bathing suits. I mean, she had a whole theme, honey. Yeah. And I said, just to see a black family celebrating Christmas in Aruba, like, it almost brought tears to my eyes, because that's the hustle, right? I mean,
and it was our first time doing the holidays. The kids are young, so they want the tree and the presents, and of course they still ask. But I was like, hold on, I said we got a call.
Yes, hello. Thank you for calling Mommy's Keeping It Cute. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, how's it going? Mommy's Keeping It Cute. What can we do for you, sir?
Yes. I'm just calling, to see, I'm looking to buy in a new home, me and my missus, and I need some pointers from you guys. I heard you guys are the ones to call.
Well, thank you for calling in. I thank you so much. And yes, we have a guru on the line today. So go for it, Miss Kat.
Hey, how are you?
Who's the guru? What's her name or what's his name?
My name is Kathleen.
But before we go further, sir, can you turn down like the radio or the TV that's in the background so we can hear you a little clearer?
That's much better.
Thank you.
Yes, sure.
Okay, thank you so much.
So you're looking to buy a house?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, brand new.
Brand new. So that's something we definitely need to talk. But briefly, the first stages and steps is to get pre-approved. Figure out your price point. Figure out if you need to make any adjustments on your credit. If you need adjustments or more income to sustain a mortgage, to close on a property. So it's a few steps that I would like to go over with you. But it's a good thing that you are looking to start.
Yes. Thank you. Can you help me, or I gotta hang up?
I mean, I can help you, but it'll be offline. We'll post my phone number and information at the end.
Yes.
So keep watching and make sure you take it down, and I'll be sure to look out for you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
What's your name?
Appreciate you. Philip.
Okay.
Philip.
Nice talking to you, Philip.
Thank you, sir, for calling, Philip. I appreciate the call. Don't be a stranger now.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, that was dope though, you know, and it's so funny because he segued into, I mean, I want a house too, right. But I remember when I text you a few months ago, I'm like, hey, Kat, what I need to do? You need to find the money first, right? Like,
you know, I ain't saying like that, but you're right.
You know,
right.
You need to find the money before we start thinking about buying a house. Right. And what does that process look like when somebody does? Hey, I'm at a point in my life. I'm thinking about buying a house. Like, what would be their first moves in the pre-approval process? What does that look like?
So as I mentioned to him, the first move is getting your paperwork together.
Okay.
Obviously, and I'm not even gonna say obviously because I've been getting a lot, but you do need to be employed currently.
Yes. And for a certain amount of time, too.
Right, right. They're looking at, you know, and some people don't know that. Again, especially now, people, they want to come out of quarantine, they want to move, but it's not that easy.
It's not that simple.
It's not that simple. So you have to have at least 2 years, two consecutive years of employment.
Yes.
You have to have tax returns. So if you haven't been filing in a couple years, that's something that you need to take care of ASAP before you can consider, you know, buying a house. Why? Because they're looking at consecutive income.
Yes.
You know, if you made $30,000 one year versus $50,000 versus $100,000, like they need to see what the common income will be to estimate on what you can afford as a mortgage. Credit, they want to look at your credit score. The higher the credit, you know, the lower the interest rates.
Right.
You know, so it's beneficial towards you. There's programs that take lower credit scores, but again, now you're looking at either putting more money down or a higher interest rate.
Absolutely.
So you're better off waiting after you've completed it. They also look at debt to income, meaning what you bring in home versus what you're paying. Your bills, your credit card, your rent, your car note, all that takes into consideration, right? You know, if you're bringing in $5,000 a month, but yet your bills is $6,000.
Somebody in the hole. That math ain't adding up.
Right.
Ain't adding up.
Right. So we're not in a position to put you where you buying a house just to buy a house, and now a year from now you're in foreclosure.
Facts.
So that's why, especially for me, especially since the market is so hot right now, I urge everyone to get the pre-approval first. Like, you need to at least know what you can afford. Anyone can look at houses for $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, but if you only qualify for $250,000 or $300,000, you need to be prepared and know what to expect and what you're looking for.
Facts. That's very informative. And when I text you about the house, and you was like, oh, you gotta, check out a lender. I think that's the word you used, the lender. I was like, okay. Because my cousin is a mortgage banker. Like, he has a mortgage company. Shout out to his first family down in Toms River, I think, or something like that, right? Anthony Barber. So, boom. So I said, Anthony, I'm trying to buy a house. Mind you, hi, Jill. That's my therapist I work with. She's so cute. Hey, Jilly Jill. Because, real talk, because I not played around before, but I really didn't take it serious. Not until all my cousins start buying houses. You feel me? So, like, my little sister got a house. She got her house built down south in Charlotte. Nice. Beautiful home. Nice. 3-bedroom. Her closet is as big as the bedroom. Like, it's dope. Then my cousin Dougie bought a house. Then my cousin Andre bought a house. And my cousin Jazzy bought a house.
You was missing out.
I was like, well, wait a minute, cousin. So, that process was dope for me. I think what kept me away from even the pre-approval process in the past was because you kind of, for me, you kind of like, I don't really want to know.
Right. A lot of people scared to take that.
I don't want to really know. I know what Credit Karma, but Credit Karma, let me tell you, people, it is not reflective of your FICO scores on your 3 bureaus. Not at all. So Credit Karma had me thinking like, my collar was all pressed with that Credit Karma. Girl, my cousin people ran my stuff. Not that it was bad,
it wasn't
but
where you wanted to be.
It was not where that was not the numbers Credit Karma was giving me, girl. Okay? It was like maybe 15 to 20 points off.
And that matters.
And I'm like, dang. And it was so interesting. Like you said, that consecutive employment matters because that meant I felt like his employee was like asking me all these questions. I'm like, this man, all of my business.
Yeah,
He like, well, how long you been at the first job? I said, I'm good with the first job. Well, how long you been at the second job? I'm like, He asked me about my pension, if I got any stocks. And I'm like, you know, and I guess as a woman, or because I consider myself, I'm a woman, but going into being more financially responsible, now I'm starting to think like, it makes sense. I got money different places, and those like your deferred comp and all that stuff from work, that stuff matters.
Right, absolutely.
I may not have access to it. I may not take out and borrow against it, but it's there.
Right.
It makes a difference on a pre-approval application. Right. So then that man tells me this. He sends me a paper, honey. It had all my cards. It had everything I owed, right? Then he did some type of like future projection. He like, well, if you pay this card down, if you give this card this month, like he gave me almost like a 3-month futuristic plan. Right. Like if you was to do this, they could almost predict where my credit score will be in 3 months. Right. So he kind of basically gave me a roadmap to follow, or just to get me in position to, you know, potentially get a house soon. Right. So the money is definitely important.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Like you don't want to be set up. Like it sounds good, but not only getting pre-qualified is what you can afford.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You can make good money, but that doesn't mean you want to pay a $4,000 mortgage.
True indeed.
You know, so it's setting you up so that you can be a homeowner but successful as well.
Right, absolutely. So let me ask you this. For all the girls out there, okay, thank you, Norm. He like switched to the full screen. We back. Thanks. For all the girls out there, hey, Melisha. Hey, how you doing, girl? It's a simulation, my sister said. Thank you, engineer with the big words. But back to what was I saying? Yes. For the girls out there, because I'm in a situation where I have a long-term partner. We've been together a long time. 12 years is a long time. However, we're not married. Right. You know, do we share credit or share things? Perhaps, but we're not legally married. Like, what will be your feedback for the girls that may have long-term relationships and wanting to buy a home? Like, should they buy homes with their boyfriends? Should that be something they going solo? Kind of, what's your feedback on that, or what you've seen in your line of work?
It's no different than co-signing with a car.
Child.
So, and people better understand. They understand that concept a little bit better, right?
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Okay.
So again, you go in with somebody that you're not technically married to. It's part ownership. You both own the home, just like you'll both own the car. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work out. You're gonna have to sell the house. You know, like unless you in applicable, terms where you can agree. All right, I'll let you have the house, but it's a process because now you got to sell it to the other person, and again agree. But if it's not on good terms and you can't agree who's going to keep the house, this house that you made a home, that you're comfortable with your kids, you have to sell it.
Right.
So I wouldn't suggest it, but it's a help sometimes. You may need that co-signer for the credit or for the income. And it just depends on how stable you are in your relationship.
Absolutely. My sister said, what's yours is yours, sis, and that's that. All right, sis, I know. And shout out to my girl, Melisha. She on a check-in. And I work with her, actually. Actually, we met each other at Rutgers. We was both pregnant, like, in that class. Yo, I was pregnant with Tahari. She was pregnant with her middle son. And we were, like, in the back of the class because we couldn't fit in the desk no more. Like, we was pregnant when I met her. So that's my girl. But shout out to her because she just recently bought a condo, prime real estate, right in Jersey City. Prime real estate, But since we social workers, Homegirl know how to navigate. Right. And I wanted to have her come in at some point and explain her process because what it is that she got a lot of startup resources.
Okay.
I guess based on her income, based on
Right.
her family size. She got, a lot of money towards her down payment.
Right.
She had to take like a HUD certification courses.
Right.
It's a lot of money out there for women. Black women, especially when it comes to like the real estate stuff.
Exactly.
So Homegirl done bought the daggone 3-bedroom condo.
Nice in Jersey City.
Homegirl
Real
said,
nice.
Tima, if I was to sell my condo tomorrow, it's $100,000 profit based on just the help that she had
Right.
and the money she did not have to put in and
Right.
how much just it is worth as far as location.
Right.
So, like, that was definitely an investment. Hey, if she don't stay there, if she just wanted to cash out, she could cash out if she wanted to. So, good stuff. Yes, you're welcome, boo. And my other coworker said, if it doesn't work, it's the same as what happens to a shared home after a divorce.
Exactly.
You can always buy the other out, but it's hard to do that, especially when you got feelings and emotions in a way.
Yeah, like now you're forced to sell a home that's home, that what you got acclimated with. And to what? Are you able to qualify to get another home? Are you now going to have to rent? Like, so it's something that you got to think about before you put yourself in a situation, especially if you already have children involved.
Absolutely, absolutely. So y'all girls out there, it sounds like it is. I think it's really a subjective thing, kind of what works for you, but like be careful, just got to be careful, like who you, because it's business, like it's a business deal. So we have to kind of be careful if that person credible. Are they going to be working consistently? Does he have a pension? Is there some collateral so the collateral damage won't be such a hard blow, So, yes. And Melisha goes and says, I have to keep it for 15 years. City regulations when you buy through their programs. Okay, so you have to keep it. But, girl, imagine what it's going to be worth in 15 years in Jersey City. She got prime real estate.
Exactly.
So good for you, friend. I'm so proud of you. All right, so I wanted to play this clip really quick to this other clip.
Yes, so let my 15-year-old.
We did that already. This clip about with this effort. Let me stop this real quick. Norm, I just want to know, is the volume on for this clip? He's not here. We're gonna cross our fingers and pray to God.
Hey, man. Glad to see you guys. You guys are fucking patriots. Look at this guy. He's got pepper and blood. God bless you.
You good, sir? Do you need medical attention?
I'm good, thank you.
All right.
Why's the police asking him if he needs medical attention?
I got shot in the face with some kind of plastic bullet.
Any chance I could get you guys to leave the Senate wing?
We will. I've been making sure they ain't disrespecting the place.
Okay, just want to let you guys know this is like the sacredest place.
I know.
Hey, no, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it.
Can you hear us? Okay.
I'm not one to usually take pictures of myself, but in this case, I think I'm making an exception. Hey, you in the way? Can you take a picture for me? I'm throwing my phone.
These are the police. Yeah.
Literally. Yeah, they ain't got a choice. There's half a million people here.
Hard to believe.
No. He's doing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
He's doing the right thing. He's obeying his oath.
I'm making sure you guys don't do anything else. Now that you've done that, can I get you guys to walk out of this room, please?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I would greatly appreciate it.
Hey, come on, man.
Okay.
I feel like you're pushing the line.
Hey,
Come on, man.
I am.
Come on, man. This is our capital. Let's be respectful to him. There's 4 million people coming in, so there's a lot of control. We love you guys. We love the cops.
Savagery.
It's only a matter of time. Justice is coming.
All right, come on.
Over 4 million people are coming everywhere, all the way back to the monument of DC.
Jesus Christ, we invoke your name. Amen.
Let's all say a prayer in this sacred space.
Thank you, Heavenly Father, for gracing us with this opportunity. Thank you. Let me take it back.
I don't want to give these F-boys too much attention. Just wanted to show the effery. Try not to curse on this show because I want sponsors. I'm just trying to show the effery that happened. Like, what's your take on Capitol Hill and this our country and you being a mama and the kids? Because the kids are smart. These kids know what's going on. So what's your take on this?
like
that
I was
would
saying,
happen.
watching it's just still hard to believe that's real. It looks like a prank, like it was something staged. Like they really can't be in the Capitol right now with the police casually, conversing. It's crazy. And we already know, had it been the other way around, it wouldn't have been the other way around.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been. We wouldn't have got that far. So
no way. It's just real sad. I get goosebumps just talking about it because my little baby, the 9-year-old, she watched CNN because her father watches it a lot. Like she would say, she'll watch it like even before this even happened in the Capitol Hill. She's always like, what's Trump gonna do today? She's just very like intuitive, and I feel like just as a mom, like I'm like, man, like I try to just help my kids process this. Like, hey, and then as a social worker, I don't want you to think all Caucasian people are bad.
Right.
Too.
All police,
like, all police are not bad as well. So it's like, yes, we're like anti-Trump or whatever the way we feel in the house politically, but just it just broke my heart. It broke my heart. I was actually watching the day when they were going through like the votes in the states and everything like that. Girl, I don't think they got past Arizona. And then I fell asleep on the couch, right? Because my boyfriend had to explain to me, like, I never really paid that much attention to even what this process was.
Right.
Going state by state. And if they debated, they have 2 hours to debate, blah, 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 blah. So I falls asleep on the couch, girl. I wakes up. And I'm like looking at the TV. I see people climbing up the walls and stuff. I'm like, babe, like where is this happening at? Because I'm thinking this is happening like in a different country somewhere. Because I fell asleep and then I woke up and I'm like, this is like, oh shit. So my thing is, it was just like so eye-opening to see the ignorance and the unintelligent people in this country, because I feel like
the audacity. Like I said, same thing. Why? Like, is this real? Is this a clip? Is it staged? Like it's just crazy.
Like, what's going on?
Especially after all that just happened with Black Lives Matter.
Child.
You know what I'm saying? And then for this to be allowed, and and publicized, it's crazy.
Absolutely.
And like you mentioned, trying to explain to your kids, but it's hard. Because how can I explain something that I'm confused about, that I can't really accept? But we just got to protect our kids, protect ourselves. We don't know what tomorrow's bringing. We don't know what this government is doing. And it's hard. It's hard.
Absolutely. It's real hard. And like you said, like, protect our kids. And I think just protecting them, it's like, unfortunately, they're being exposed to this, whether we like it or not, in regards to the media. But just taking the time to process things with them, and because I just don't want my children, because that's why I love where I live, and I love Piscataway, because it was always a diverse community. I came to Piscataway in 9th grade. My sister came out in the 5th grade, so that was my first time. I never went to school with white kids before Piscataway High. I come from Passaic, honey. If you was brown, honey, you was either black or Dominican. You was the same thing. You know, you didn't know. We was just the same. You know what I'm saying? Black kids spoke Spanish. Spanish kids spoke Spanish. But that was kind of what our culture looked like up there in Passaic. So when I came to Piscataway, it was a really huge culture shock for me. Culture shock in the sense that even when I came to Piscataway, I first experienced racism from other black girls, because I'm coming down here. They like, where you from? But you from Brooklyn? You sound like you from Brooklyn. Oh, what kind of braids is that? I was just like, dang, them Britneys was like, Britneys didn't want to talk to me when I first came to Piscataway, because we looked the same, but the culture was just different. So that's why I prided this community on. My girls got to go to school with different colors, Indian people, I'm sorry, not just Indian, Asian people, Caucasian people, everybody. And I want them to still, I guess I want to just hover them and protect them, and keep their innocence as long as possible.
Right.
But dag, this election, it's like it's almost like these kids found out Santa Claus wasn't real. It's like it took their innocence away.
And it's not just that; it came as a bombshell. So the election, COVID, virtual learning, like everything just changed for them, and like it just not being able to go outside. I remember when they was taking the basketball hoops, like just taking it off because no one was listening. They was still trying to go and do something since they're being quarantined. Just watching the hoops come down and everything, the slides being taped up.
Piscataway was not playing.
They was not.
It was not. And they was taping them. They was taping. We wasn't gonna slide down here.
So yeah, so it's a whole culture shock from everything they experience. Even though it's our first time experiencing, they're experiencing it too. So they're looking for us for guidance.
And
it's like, damn, this is my first time being quarantined too. I don't know what COVID is, right? So but as mothers, as role models, it's our job to protect them, to educate them. Even if we have little knowledge, that they can't know that.
Absolutely.
We send that example. Like if mommy don't know, if mommy look confused and mommy's depressed, how am I supposed to react?
Absolutely. My coworker said they attacked the police and weren't shot to death and still don't understand privilege. They attack police although they're big on Blue Lives Matter and still don't see the hypocrisy. And this is coming from a white woman I work with. Hey, Jill. I call Jill like she's she not a Karen. Jill is Samantha. I was like, Jill, I'm gonna find her some brown stuff because that's my girl. And that's coming from a white woman, right? And she said this was such an embarrassment. Right. And it truly is just for the country. And just to touch on this, like one more thing on this, I remember when Trump first became president and Trump was talking about building a wall by Mexico, right? With the whole immigration and ISIS thing, I remember my daughter, Micaiah, came home from school, like, crying. She came home crying. She's like, oh, like, he's going to make all my Spanish friends go away. And, mind you, this is 4 years ago, so she was, like, 8. You know what I'm saying? She came home, like, with eyes full of tears.
Innocence.
Like, sad because Trump on TV talking about a daggone wall that he never built, and it was just propaganda. Like, shut up. Nobody's building a wall. Like, stop it. And it's almost like, it's just so crazy. Yeah. It's just really, really crazy. I love you too, Jill Pepper. So, so what's the plan as far as like your real estate business? Like, what's your goals? Like, what's your, how can I say, how do you see like your next 5 years, like your plans, just in the field right now? Is there anything that you're trying to do?
I personally want to get into investment properties myself.
Okay.
Obviously, my primary goal as a real estate agent now is with first-time home buyers. I like to educate them. I like to get them, set up and into the home and, show them the process. But I also want to start getting investment properties for myself. So, I want to help more families as the year progresses and, help myself.
Help yourself as well.
Exactly.
Because you got the keys, baby.
Exactly.
You have the keys. And I was telling Norm before you came, I said, I always was impressed by you because just think of the people that go to a car dealership to sell a car, like $20,000, $30,000 car. Girl, you selling houses. You selling houses sold by cat. And I just want to show them too. Let's real quick. I just love it. And every week.
Miss Melissa?
Yes,
yeah, okay.
Yes. The kids go to her dancing school, and it's a funny story. When I first moved to Piscataway, that dancing school that Melissa owns was Miss Fran's dancing school. I used to teach hip hop there, so she was like my student back in the day when I first came down to Piscataway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we have a long history together.
Okay.
Congratulations, Melissa, on the business and the babies too. Absolutely. But every week I'm seeing sold by cat. Like, Cat, you be out here in these streets selling, girl. And I feel like it's more, you like you said, with this pandemic, like you're selling a lot more, and I'm just seeing more posts now. Right. Like more just You know, so good for you.
But I mean, I post to keep myself relevant.
That's right, as you should.
Because that's how I bring business.
As you should.
You know, sold by cat. You know, the questions I answer, it gives me the referrals. Business is based on referrals. If I don't have anyone, you know, calling me to sell a house or buy a house, I have no business.
Right.
No one's going to call me if they don't know my acclimates. They don't know what I've done, or if their friend didn't tell them, Cat, you know. So I need to put myself out there.
Absolutely.
I need to set the example. I need to, you know, show them that I'm dedicated, I can do this, and, you know, I'll guide them through the whole process.
Absolutely. So I feel like, you know, put those accolades out there, because when I see it, I'm like, I be like another one. I be like, cha-ching. I be like another one. You know, so let the people know where they could find you, like your business information, website, or your email address and all that good stuff.
Do you have my? Well, it's up here.
Oh, it's up here. Let me see. I'm gonna make it bigger. Hold on.
But
let me see if I can make
again,
it.
my name is Kathleen, better known as Kat. My direct number, cell phone, you can email. I mean, you can text or call me. It's 908-343-4613. My Instagram handle is at Mrs. MRIZ_Realty. I can be found on Facebook under my full name, Kathleen with the C, Henriquez Ali. And I'm reachable. I saw Jason commented earlier. We do the Real Estate Divas on Monday.
Yes, honey.
Right here. So we'll be starting season 3. Season 3 starting March 1st.
Check their show out. Check
every
it out.
Monday evening, 7 p.m. Real Estate Divas, me and 2 other colleagues of mine. We just talk real estate. We talk about current events. We talk about what's happening. We ask questions. We bring guests in, lenders, attorneys, home insurance, anything, you know, that will be beneficial to the audience.
That's right.
So follow me on Instagram, Mrs. Realty. Inbox me, text me, any questions you may have. I'm available.
Absolutely. And I will also post her again too. So for you guys that do want more information on her, I will definitely post her again in my story. I also will post the actual post under the Mommy's Keeping It Cute website, so at least that you guys could connect with her that way. In addition to that, Melisha, you did miss it, friend. She said, can you speak on the process that you took to become a realtor? Girl, she an RN, girl. She was an RN working at a psych hospital, right?
Yeah, working at a psych hospital. The hospital closed down, so I was just unemployed for a little bit, just during the time off. But she wants to know the process. So, you know, I decided I was buying a house, and my realtor at the time thought I was motivated to go to school and be a realtor myself. So I was full-time, 9 to 5 for a few months, just taking real estate classes, studying. I passed the school exam. And from the school exam, I went and took the state exam, in which once you pass, you can actually work immediately once you find an office to hang your license at. And that was, 8 years ago.
And she also asked, did you have a mentor as well throughout the process? Or is it somebody that guided you or kind of helped you out?
Right.
Or
So at that time, it was my broker at the time, the one that encouraged me to start. Because, again, I knew nothing of real estate. I just knew I wanted a house at the time. And he was the realtor my mother used, and so I knew nothing of it. I didn't know any other mentors on what to do and how to start. But now being in the business for 8 years, I'm open and know so much more, and it's just the opportunity with networking. Right. So I do have mentors. I do have people, other colleagues who are great that I can, talk to and get some feedback on, and I can just even refer to other people because, different people looking for different things. Where I'm not, vested in one subject or one area. I can guide you to somebody else that can better suit you.
Right. So it's all about it's about that networking and being a people person and like just being that approachable person, because I always felt that you was approachable. Every time we sat together, we always laughed. I was like, this girl cool as hell. She laugh at my jokes. I like her. You know what I mean? So it's like, just that people personality. And I think that's what sets you apart from most of the ladies that are in the field, because you are very approachable and you are very relatable as well, and then you look like us too. So y'all tune in, y'all check Miss Cat out, honey. Okay, so thank you guys for tuning in. We so appreciate it. Shout out to Chrissy Pooh, and also happy birthday, Kaylee. Shout out to the Hookah Hog. Go and check my sister Hookah business out at the Hookah Hog. She doing some big things with that. So we out here in these streets. Definitely. And thank you so much, Kat, for coming.
Anytime.
And you look so beautiful. I'm about to say, stand up, girl, turn around, but we good. I don't want you to get in trouble when you go home. All right, guys. Be blessed. Stay safe. And tune in next Sunday for Mommy's Keeping It Cute.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
Nice. Right? You handled all this by yourself.
Chat, I was here an hour early.
I've been stumbling with the claps like, what's